We're still black screened. Okay, hold on. Okay, now can we see it? No? No, we cannot. Oh, this is a terrible. This is awful. How the hell am I supposed to play the Stanley? What is this screen resolution, man? We can't get, like... Why can we not get 1920 by 1080? But then when I do this, I have no overlay. Oh god. And make it really fucking tiny. That's barely visible. Lindsay says she missed another stream. Well, it's still on YouTube. So it's not like I delete the streams afterwards. You can still see them. So you'll be able to go back and see it later tonight or something. Ah, God. Uh, Maybe I need to install mods on the Stanley Parable. Hold on. I need to close the game. In the game, hit Alt plus Enter to change the game to windowed mode. Use Add Game Window in Windowed Borderless Gaming. Unfortunately, it's Ultra Deluxe Stores. I can't click on the buttons because the game itself does not run at the proper resolution. This is incredibly tiny. I can't click the buttons because the screen is too fucking tiny. And if I play in full screen, it doesn't work. Why is widescreen 12 by 768? Like, what are we playing on? A fucking cell phone? What is this? These are the best settings that the developer of this game can do? Ah. Fuck it. Just so you guys have I mean, you guys can see it right now how tiny the fucking screen is. I don't need to take a screenshot. But this is awful. Can we make it any fucking bigger? This is as big as it gets. Now imagine you guys playing this on a cell phone. And this is the normal aspect ratio that we started with. It was like around here before I started the game. So this is what I'm playing on. You can see this. Okay. Well, what if I go full screen? I mean, if I go full screen, I can't see. Achievement. This is an achievement. Wait, what? Okay, I just got a million billion. Oh god. Uh, Here's what we're gonna have to do. I'm gonna have to play the Stanley Parable on this really tiny fucking screen because I guess the developer made this game for cell phones. So, I mean, I've never played it before. I've heard of it, but yeah. We're just gonna have to run it in a window, and then I'll just have to stretch this screen to be larger for you guys. So you can actually have a normal screen size that's somewhat respectable and actually legible. And then I'll be playing on this tiny ass fucking screen on my own game. Did the first stream crash? No, it's just people don't find the games when I label the stream as one game and then play a different game on the second half. Okay. Right. This is awful. I If the game breaks, I will have to go back to the main menu because the game does not look like it's just meant to run on a laptop. Curious so far, is this the start of the game? I haven't even started the game NCIA because it's this Stanley Parable can't it just doesn't run in a full screen. It doesn't. And when I do run it in a full screen, you guys just get a black screen. So, like, to give you an idea, NCIA, this right here, what you guys see is zoomed in. But this right here is like the actual screen size that I'm playing on. So, I'm not going to be able to fucking read. It's just, I guess the game was just poorly made this way. Or maybe it's intentionally frustrating like this. For like, kind of like with Getting Over It with Bennett Foddy, where the controls were really shit on purpose. The resolution can't be changed to your laptop screen? No. This is the largest that we can get. 366 over 768. This is as large, this is the biggest that we can get. Because if I click this, this is what the game normally was. And that's horrible. And fuck, now that I changed it, I gotta resize it. Alright, this is as good as it gets. It's not getting any better, guys. I sat here messing. You can't give it full screen. You can't give Steam the command to do it full screen. If I do, then the Stanley Parable turns off all of the things. It turns off like all of the stream things, so I can't read the chat, and you guys get a black screen because it's kind of like when I tab out of the other game. Like if I do that, this is what you guys would see. Is this basically? This is what you would see when I went full screen. That's it. That's what you guys get. We can't. It's not a live stream. You guys are just listening to sound effects of watching a black screen. All right, but this is as good as it gets. Let's start. Oh, I can't even read the text. End is never the end. It's off the screen. Man.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day,
Yeah,
every month.
NCIA, if I do that, the
Although
full
others might have
screen
considered
just makes it
soul
black
breaking,
for the live stream.
Stanley relished every moment that
On
the
OBS.
orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
You can use windowed.
And then one day, something
Yeah,
very
I
peculiar
chose windowed and it
something
doesn't
that
work.
would forever
Well, like the biggest that I get is, well, that was as
He
big
had
as
been at
it
his
gets.
desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened. This complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Right here, look, I'll show you NCIA. Oh, right. Video. Run in a window, and there's also borderless window, and this is, it doesn't get to 1920 by 1080. This is all of them. I'll check widescreen. I'll check even a smaller ratio, 4:3. Change the display mode once more. Right here, full screen. But when I enable full screen, like I can't see you guys chatting. Like right here, all chats are disabled. I can't see anything. Like this is bigger. Okay, so this is bigger, and you guys can see it, but now I can't see you typing because this full screen overpowers any screen overlays that I have for seeing the chat windows. Like, I can't see Discord, I can't see chat windows, I can't see anything. So, this is hard full screen, or that's it. That's all you can get. That was the first thing that I tried, and that was the biggest problem. Yeah, I can't see the paste of Botrix at all. I can't see anything. So I wouldn't be able to respond to you guys. I would have to pause the game, tab out to read chat, and then tab back into the game like this every single time you guys type something, and I won't know when you have typed something. I'd have to literally just like pause repeatedly and just manually check. Use my phone? I would rather not. I did that before a long time ago, and it's why I have the transparent text box on my screen. It's a massive pain in the ass to do that. I really don't want to use my phone. That's the whole reason why I got Botrix as a chat window. But yeah, this is how we just have to play it. And then I have to resize this for you guys. Make it bigger. There we go. Sorry, then I hope it's doable. I hope it is too. Some games are just like that. Restream? No. Unless I did something like I just played through the game without live streaming it, then I would run it in full screen. But otherwise, we just gotta do it this way. Well, I guess we are Stanley, and we're just gonna stare at the screen now. Doing nothing. We aren't being told what to do, so we're just standing here. My employee number is 427. Man, this feels so weird playing on a tiny screen. Can I, like, drag the corner? Nah, that doesn't work on this game. Shit. Alright, well, maybe the dev just wants the game to be played like this on purpose. Ah, the door's locked. I can't get in.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
G8F1. Let's see peak humor.
Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
They roasted me for touching things. He went around touching every single thing in the office.
Oh, please. Are you really just doing this for the achievement? Click a door 5 times. Is that all that you think an achievement is worth? No, 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 no. I can't just give these merits away for such little effort. A measly 5 clicks. Now, suppose you were to click the door 20 times. I would say that's the kind of effort that warrants recognition. I have to say, I'm still not feeling the satisfaction of witnessing true effort for a noble cause. Perhaps 50 clicks will do it. Yes, almost certainly 50 clicks.
Give me the achievement. Am I at 50 yet? I literally was not counting. Does it have to be the same door? Do I just sit here just clicking? Is this what you came to see, NCIA? And did you come to see me just clicking door number 428 repeatedly? It's so white outside. Hmm. 423. Employee number 420. A picture of a plant. This is definitely an office building.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Left or right? Oh, window. What do you mean, don't listen to him? I'm not Stanley, though. Stanley is just used to being told what to do. What if I don't go in through one of the doors? Well, NCIS wants me to go.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
What if I close the game?
Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
There's a note there.
Yes, really, really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings. Really worth it.
I want to drink.
At this point, Stanley's obsession with this room bordered on creepy and reflected poorly on his overall personality. It's possible that this is why everyone left. Stanley sat around waiting for more dialogue, but when a long time had passed and there was no more, he decided that the game was trying to send him a message. But at last, he'd had enough of the amazing room and took the first open door on his left to get back to business. And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
The fuck is the ping? I keep thinking that's my Discord notification, says Lindsay. I too wonder where that comes from, because sometimes I check my Discord and I just see, I hear that noise and I see nothing.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Monday weekly targets, admin, marketing Mondays, no day, 4:51's private time, group 40X, group 45X. This is too small. Tuesday, termination Tuesdays, office, efficiency, legal, eight bird, mergers, ideas, review. Do not alter without consulting the whiteboard manager. There's an office party on Friday. Group planning, cabal planning. Push for funding and research of and development of new coffee machine. How is that her fault? Oh, you're just trolling. Hey, Lindsay, he's just trolling. Don't worry about it. Get Chris out of the broom closet. Synergize paper. Hire someone to synergize papers. Papers are too synergized. Fire the paper guy. Hire somebody to fire the paper synergizing guy. Who moved my desk? Please keep the targets on the topic of something that got rubbed out. Not cost efficient. Standard graphs. 40x wide. Tomorrow, complete unfinished agenda items. Write next day's agendas. Reflect. The future was yesterday. Tomorrow is now. Bi-quarterly post review. Teenagers, a tiny fraction. Space between the teenagers. Size of demographic. Work hard, hard worker. Tips for not getting fired. Talk less. Do unbelievably amazing work all the time of every day with no exception of promotion or recognition. How to solve a dispute with a co-worker. Let it ball up inside you. Take it out passively aggressively on other co-workers. Resent co-workers for not supporting you more. Using slides to ensure employees that everything is okay. Make sure your slide has a slick blue graphic in the header. Throw some bevel on all of the text. Everyone is unique. You most of all. Hello, Mr. Buck Music. Number of slides on this slide. Charts, slides, charts and slides. Rate at which charts on the same slide depict the same information. This is the most useless meeting. Rate of increase in graphs per slide. Please no more charts. The Boss Appreciation Minute. On your Boss Appreciation Minute worksheet, circle the top 20 things you love the most about your boss. Fill out in triplicate and return to your... Solving interpersonal conflict. If you ever find yourself in a personal conflict with another diligent employee like yourself, but more inclined towards conflict, unless you're the kind of... Oh, I didn't get to read that. What are your dreams for the future? Nature, transcend, plant life, football, metamorphosis, spring break, clear skin, hope, pollution, less air, a boat. No spoilers. Alright, I guess it's just looping. It says blind playthrough in the live stream, so I don't know. I don't know anything. No spoilers. Synergize core value expenditures. Shift global market. Parade. Monetize free to play. All right. Well, what a company. The broom closet.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
There ain't shit in here.
There was nothing here. No choice to make, no path to follow, just an empty broom closet. No reason to still be here.
There ain't shit in there. It's boring.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss. Admitting he had left his post during work hours, he might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all? None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground.
Oh.
Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange.
What's going on?
I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please. It's all I want. I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay. Stanley began screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black.
Lost his
This
mind.
is the story of a woman named Mariella.
Oh.
Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments, she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day. The very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
He just died.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there. Oh no, no, not again. I won't be part of this. I'm not going to encourage you. I'm not going to say anything at all. I'm just going to be patient and wait for you to finish whatever it is you enjoy doing so much in this room. Please take your time.
It's just a broom closet.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
We can't go into the executive bathroom.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
Well, I guess that we don't know that.
Stanley just sat around twiddling his thumbs. Trying to input anything on the device was useless, since he could never possibly know that the combination was 2845. Two, 8, 4, 5. Forgot, but it turns out that the panel's emergency override kicked in, and the door just opened all by itself, and Stanley got the hell along with the story. Well, whoop-de-doo. Stanley simply began entering random codes into the keypad, knowing full well the sheer statistical unlikelihood that this would ever result in a correct combination. If he knew that the combo was 2845, it would be another story entirely. But no, this is what he was going to do instead.
Oh, hold on. Be right back in just a second. I'm back. Did I miss anything? Did he say anything? Okay, I'm back. Link Plus. Two 845, right? I just was entering random numbers.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long. Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility. The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
All right, let's see how deep his rabbit hole goes.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
.427. That's me right there. Let's get a closer look at that. This is the type of workplace where they literally even watch you take dumps, all right? Like you're on the clock for the number of squeezes that you're allowed to do. And if you exceed your limit,
this mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time?
Oh!
Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No. He refused to believe it.
Employee 104 got fired.
His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
I can't read what that says. It's too tiny. Mind control status offline. What's this do? I don't know what that button does, but I'm pushing it. You guys must enjoy watching me play these very liminal space-like games. There's a gigantic red button.
And when at last he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty, his obligation, to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for.
Aw. We just turned it off.
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over? Yes. He had won. He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him, for it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do.
Oh. Sorry, guys. Hold on a minute. I think I forgot to tag the Discord with the Stanley parable. So, my bad. I just realized. I thought I already did it, but I didn't. There we go.
Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door. Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
Well, we turned the mind control facility off.
I can't wait to tell this story to my co-workers, Stanley thought. How amusing they'll find it. Oh, won't we all just laugh and laugh at the time I thought everyone had gone missing.
Awaiting input. Input received. What? That's new. Okay.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Why the broom closet nailed shut? Why is the broom closet nailed shut?
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
The door opened this time. Because the boss knows what the boss says goes, if the boss suffered losses, then that's what the boss chose. Extreme bathrooms. I mean, this is a pretty nice bathroom. They're shooting a panda. Business strategy. You can't jump. No, seriously, we disabled it. I pressed the space bar to try and jump.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. What could it mean? Stanley wondered aloud to nobody. He began wildly tearing through papers on the boss's desk, pulling books off the shelf, looking behind paintings, desperate for clues to his situation. But his attention was caught by a keypad behind the boss's desk. What could its purpose be? In fact, this keypad guarded the terrible secret that lay buried below his feet. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
I'm gonna turn the mind control machine on this time. Or better yet, we'll just escape. I love the fact that the fucking broom closet was just slammed shut. it's boarded up.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
We'll power the mind control on.
The lights
Also,
rose
when
on
you
an
start,
enormous room packed with television
in the
screens.
start, you went right instead of left.
What horrible
You had
secret did this place hold?
the choice to go
Stanley
down
thought
once.
to himself.
Curious what that
Did he
gives.
have
Yeah,
the
let's go that way
strength to
next,
find out?
NCIA. We're both going that way next.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
The mind control facility. That's fantastic.
This mind control
brilliant.
facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
Employee 601 and
No.
104 have both been
He refused
fired.
to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never! It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all. Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls, did you? After they kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself. Is that what you wanted? Control? Oh, Stanley, I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed to let it go, turn the controls off, and leave. If you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that. I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system. In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are set to explode, eliminating the entire complex. How long until detonation then? Let's say, 2 minutes. Now this is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley? It's your time to shine. You are the star. It's your story now. Shape it to your heart's desires. Oh, this is much better than what I had in mind. What a shame we have so little time left to enjoy it. Mere moments until the bomb goes off. But what precious moments each one of them is. More time to talk about you, about me, where we're going, what all this means. I barely know where to start.
There are numbers on the walls.
You'd like to know where your co-workers
pattern?
are? A moment of solace before you're obliterated?
All
right, I'm in a good mood. You're gonna die anyway. I'll tell you exactly what happened to them. I erased them. I turned off the machine. I set you free. Of course, that was merely in this instance of the story. Sometimes when I tell it, I simply let you sit there in your office forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then dying alone. Other times, I let the office sink into the ground, swallowing everyone inside, or I let it burn to a crisp. I have to say this, though. This version of events has been rather
0521.
Watching you try to make sense of everything and take back the control wrested away from you, it's quite rich. I almost hate to see it go.
What?
But I'm sure whatever I come up with on the next go-around will be even
Yeah, but
better.
I don't see a 0.
My goodness, only 34 seconds left. But I'm enjoying this so much. You know what? To hell with it. I'm going to put some extra time on the clock. Why not? These are precious additional seconds, Stanley. Time doesn't grow on trees. Oh dear me, what's the matter, Stanley? Is it that you have no idea where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now? Or did you just assume when you saw that timer that something in this room was capable of turning it off? I mean, look at you. Running from button to button, screen to screen, clicking on every little thing in this room. These numbered buttons, no, these colored ones. Or maybe this big red button, or this door. Everything, anything, something here will save me. Why would you think that, Stanley? That this video game can be beaten? Won? Solved? Do you have any idea what your purpose in this place is? Stanley, you're in for quite a disappointment. But here's a spoiler for you. That timer isn't a catalyst to keep the action moving along. It's just seconds ticking away to your death. You're only still playing instead of watching a cutscene because I want to watch you for every moment that you're powerless. To see you made humble. This is not a challenge. It's a tragedy. You wanted to control this world, that's fine. But I'm going to destroy it first, so you can't. Take a look at the clock, Stanley. That's 30 seconds you have left to struggle. 30 seconds until a big boom and then nothing. No ending here, just you being blown to pieces. Will you cling desperately to your frail life, or will you let it go peacefully? Another choice. Make it count. Or don't. It's all the same to me, all a part of the joke. And believe me, I will be laughing at every second of your inevitable life from the moment we fade in until the moment I say, happily ever after.
Damn. Everything blew up. I wonder if there's something that you can do. But no, there is nothing. Also, that club music was nice.
What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
The computer's waiting for input, and input is received. Oh. It's probably a solution, but a very difficult one. Well, 2 minutes was not enough time to figure that out.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Wow, yes, this room. What a beautiful room. What a gorgeous, gorgeous room. Thank goodness Stanley had taken this detour on his way to the meeting room. Life without having experienced this room was now too horrible even to consider. Yes, really, really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings. Really worth it. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
I have an
And
option
so
to
he
go down.
detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
NCIA, you wanted to see where this goes, huh? Where does this go, huh?
But Stanley didn't want to go back to the office. He wanted to wander about and get even further off track. So now in order to get back, he needed to go, from here it's, left. Oh, no, it's to the right, my mistake. No, not the right. Why would I have ever said it was to the right? What was I thinking? It's clearly... Oh dear, would you hold on for a minute, please? Now, let's see. We went down right, left, down, left, right. Yep, okay, yes. I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely this way.
No, it's not. I don't like that truck.
No. This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler. Quick, Stanley, close your eyes. Okay. We just have to get back to, oh, who am I kidding? It's all rubbish now. The whole story completely unusable. How about, rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning. And this time, suppose we don't wander so far off track, hmm? Okay, from the top.
Hey! I'm going back over there.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Imagine if you ended up here the first time. I hate Mondays on the coffee cup.
When Stanley... Wait, what? No, no, I restarted. I swear I definitely restarted the game over, completely fresh. Everything should be... Well, did something change? Stanley, did you change anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors? Did you move the story somewhere or... Hold on. Why am I asking you? I'm the one who wrote the story. It was right here just a minute ago.
You wrote the story.
I'm for sure that it's here somewhere. Okay, then. It's an adventure. Come, Stanley. Let's find the story.
That's a lot of different ways that I can go. Sure would be strange if I went the same way, wouldn't it? Let's just walk in random directions.
I'll say it. This is the worst adventure I've ever been on. I can promise you there definitely was a story here before. Do we need to restart the game again? Well, I find it unlikely that we'll ever progress by starting over and over again, but it's got to be better than this. Okay, let's give it a shot. Why not?
Hey, no. Hey.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I was still busy looking around. Let me go back. Yeah, don't you mess with me now. I want to see what's in that room.
Okay, yep, it's worse. I might be remembering this wrong. It's possible the story is back where we just came from. Why don't we go back the other direction and see if we missed anything? Aha! I knew we'd miss something. The story. Here it comes. No, wait. Never mind. Not the story. Okay, let's head back the other way and retrace our steps.
Hey! You're messing with me. I'm being trolled. This place doesn't look very happy.
Well, I'll be honest. I don't recognize this place at all. Is this the story? I don't think so. I can't quite recall, but I believe my story took place in an office building. Is that correct? Do you remember, Stanley? Well, do you know what? Since I've completely forgotten what we were supposed to be doing, how about this? You win! Congratulations! I know you put in a lot of hard work, and it really paid off. So, good job. Oh, no. No, I don't.
Hi, do you mind if I join you?
We both know you didn't put in any
Hello.
actual work for that win.
This isn't
Some
a multiplayer
people win
game.
fair and square, and this was not one of those situations.
I know, it's just
Okay?
I'm speaking in
getting
terms
weirded out
of
by whatever this
the
place
voice
is.
chat.
I don't care what might happen this time. I have to restart.
Yeah, you can. Playing the Stanley Parable.
All right, I've got a solution.
Yeah, I
This time,
used to
make
hear
sure we
about
don't
that
get
game.
lost, I've employed
Yeah, I
the
remember
help
that it
of
was
the
fucked up
Stanley
a little
Parable
bit.
Adventure line. Just follow the line. How simple is that?
The adventure line, huh? What if I don't follow the adventure line? No.
No, I'm down. We're living it up to the line from now on.
He said, no, we're done. We're following the adventure line now. Alright, fine. Ooh. Hey, there's somebody playing a game of cards. 425 likes cards.
see? The line knows where the story is. It's over in this direction. Onward, Stanley, to destiny. Though, here's a thought. Wouldn't wherever we end up be our destination, even if there's no story there? Or to put it another way, is the story of no destination still a story? Simply by the act of moving forward, are we implying a journey such that a destination is inevitably conjured into being via the very manifestation of the nature of life itself? Okay, Stanley, I need to follow this train of thought for a minute. Just stick with me. Now, we can both agree that the nature of existence is in fact a byproduct of one's subjective experience of that existence, right?
Yes.
Okay. Now, if my experience of your existence rests inside of your subjective experience of this office, is this office, in fact, the skeleton of my own relative experiential mental subjective construct? Whoa.
No, it is not.
That got a bit weird back there. Well, I'd like to apologize. Not sure where I was going with all that. You know what? I think what we need right now is a bit of music to lighten the mood.
This music. I love this music. Hey, we're getting really close to employee 001, the one that got fired. Monthly ledgers, corporate imbalances, consolidation reports, departmental accounts. Oh, I'm loving it.
Cut the music, go back and look at that fern. Stanley, this fern will be very important later in the story. Make sure you study it closely and remember it carefully. You won't want to miss anything.
Wait a minute, I'm not supposed to be hearing you. You're supposed to be narrating. How do I know to stop to look at that? Hello, Mr. Fern. You know, one of these is very thin compared to the others. So some of them have thick leaves, other ones have thin leaves. Okay. The adventure line. Hey, it's not as
Wait, what? We're back
squiggly.
at the office? No. Line, you do know we're looking for the Stanley Parable, right? The story? Is any of this ringing a bell?
The Stanley Parable Adventure Line.
Oh,
Oh,
no, not again, Line. How could you have done this to us? And after we trusted you, after everything we've been through, you... Oh, I can't take this anymore. To hell with it. Restart.
no! Oh, God.
You know what, Stanley? I say forget the adventure line. What's it ever done for us? We're intelligent people, right? Why can't we make up our own story? Something exciting, daring, mysterious. Ooh, this all sounds perfectly doable. Why don't we simply start wandering in, well, I don't know. How about this direction?
Let me go towards the adventure line! That was really fun. I loved that. 437's office.
Now, yes, this is exciting. Just me and Stanley forging a new path, a new story. Well, it could be anything. What do you want our story to be? Go wild. Use your imagination. Whatever it might be, Stanley, I'm ready for it.
I want our broom closet back, yeah.
Oh, no, not you again. Stanley, I'd also like to veto the line from having any role in our awesome new story. No lines or monitor rooms. Just don't acknowledge it, and we should be fine.
The adventure line just broke through the wall. The adventure line is... I think the adventure line is trying to protect me from this narrator. The adventure line. Yo, this is kind of turning into a horror game. It went into the ceiling. Where did it go?
Ah, a choice. We get to make a decision. From here, the story is in our control. How important we mustn't squander the opportunity. In fact, I believe I need a minute to think here. Just walk in circles for a minute. Okay, so I know that each door has to lead somewhere, which means that somewhere, the place where we're trying to go, there must be a reverse door
Just walk in
that
circles
leads
for a
here.
minute.
And that in turn means that our destination corresponds with the counter-inverted reverse door's origin. So starting from the right, let us ask, will taking the right door lead us to where we're going? And since the answer is clearly yes, then by all accounts, the door on the right is the correct one. Another victory for logic. Come, Stanley, our destiny awaits.
I'm gonna go to the left. What is that counting up to?
Oh, hold up, what's this? The confusion ending. You're telling me that's what this is? It's all one giant ending? And we're supposed to restart the game, what, eight times? That's really how all this goes?
End up in another
all
building. Narrator restarts the
determined?
game.
So now, according to
Adventure
the
line.
schedule, I restart again. Then what? Am I just supposed to forget? Well, what if I don't want to forget? My mind goes blank simply because it's written here on this thing, wall. Well, who consulted me? Why don't I get to decide? Why don't I get a say in all of this? Is it really? No, it can't be. I don't want it to be. I don't want the game to keep restarting. I don't want to forget what's going on. I don't want to be trapped like this. I won't restart the game. I won't do it. I won't do it. I won't do it.
What if I restart the game, though?
And the timer stopped? Does that mean, did we do it? Did we break the cycle? The, whatever it is that made this schedule? How would we even know?
You did
Will
the red
someone
ones?
come for us?
I'm not sure.
Will something happen? So, okay. I guess now we just wait. You know, I suppose in some way that this is a kind of story, wouldn't you agree? I'm not quite sure if we're in the destination or the journey, though they're always saying that life is about the journey and not the destination. So I hope that's where we are right now. We'll find out, won't we? Eventually. Well, in the meantime...
Oh, crash. Our game just crashed.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
We'll go right again.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. The lounge was sublime, a work of art. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
I don't know. I think that...
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Do not lie. If you're lying right now, stop. Penalty for misuse of cargo lift. Do not jump from the cargo lift while it's in motion. Will cause death. Penalty for jumping off the cargo lift, $5,000.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance.
Danger. Danger everywhere. To B1. Warning, do not stand on this side of the fence.
Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
NCIA, should I trust him? Am I trusting this guy? I don't know what I should do here. Why not mess with him some more? We're on a streak of disobedience. But he's trying to prove to us that he's good to us. Right? What if we do? I want to see if he's on our side, you know? He did blow us up in a nuclear facility, though. But he also gave us the codes to get in there and get out. I'll try the red door.
Oh, thank God you are willing to listen to me. Do you see that I really have wanted you to be happy all this time? The problem is all these choices. The two of us always trying to get somewhere that isn't here. Running and running and running, just the way you're doing right now. Don't you see that it's killing us, Stanley? I want it to stop. We would both be so much happier if we just stopped. And I think I have a solution. Here, let me show you.
Oh.
What do we want? What are we looking for?
As I see lights.
Here. Yes. Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it? If we just stay right here, right in this moment with this place, Stanley, I think I feel happy. I actually feel happy.
Oh, this is nice. This is like being inside of a lava lamp. Oh, look at that. That's gone. It's very pretty. It's like being inside of a lava lamp.
No, wait. Where are you going? Right. Where were we?
I just wanted to look around. It's nice and green and stuff, but I want to go this way.
Oh no! Stay away from those stairs. If you hurt yourself, if you die, the game will reset. We'll lose all of this.
Alright, fine. We'll go back.
Good, good. We can't be too safe. Promise me you won't go back there. Just stay here.
Okay. Oh, he added red into there. I mean, I was getting a little bit bored with the green, but I like red. Red's a nice color. Wow, this is really pretty. Look at this. It's very relaxing.
No! What do we
What?
talk about? You're risking everything we achieved here.
Oh, fine, Jesus.
You are going to stay here, aren't you?
Only for a couple more minutes. I just want to look around. These lights are cool and very relaxing, but I can't stay here forever. All right, I gotta go.
You heard me before, didn't you? You will die! What about this isn't getting through to you?
All right, fine. Jesus Christ. You're giving him separation anxiety? It's like when you leave and you, like, you know, you leave the dogs. There's no more colors in here now. It's all gone. All right, fine. All right, we're going back up. All of that is done. We're going up the stairs.
Please, no, Stanley, let me stay here. Don't take this from me.
Oh. It's literally just the top of the staircase. You just jump off the stairs? That's dark. I don't want to do that. I want to go back to the other room. I don't want to jump off the top of the staircase. Oh, some of the colors are back. Same colors that we saw before. Alright, we're going up. We have to jump off. It's clear. This is exactly the direction that we shall be going.
Please, Stanley, think of... No! Oh, thank God you lived. No, 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 what are you doing, Stanley? Please, I'm asking you not to take this away from me. I can't go back to what I was before. If you die, we'll both go back. Why are you doing this?
Alright, damn. Maybe going back in here will refill my health. After jumping off once, I have to jump off again because I didn't die.
There. See? This is what you want. This is where we can both be happy. We really can. If we stop moving, we just have to stop moving.
Alright. This is getting boring. I'm going back.
Stanley, go back. There's nothing good that can come from this.
Alright, fine. Okay, we're going back towards the staircase now. I'm amazed that we didn't die from that. Wow, this...
Do you just not believe me? What can I say to convince you?
Jump!
Stanley, let's go back to the other room. My God, is this really how much you dislike my game? That you'll throw yourself from this platform over? Yes, perhaps you can. Perhaps you finally see what I'm talking about.
Is this room just like healing my health? I've thrown myself off there twice. I was pretty sure that I would have died the second time. Alright, I'm going up again.
Maybe you're just getting a kick out of it. I don't know anymore. I just wanted us to get along. But I guess that was too much to ask. It looks like you wanted to make a choice after all. Well, this one is yours. Is it over? It's going to restart, isn't it? I'm going back.
Here we are again. The office looks different.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Standing now in this incredible room, Stanley for the first, but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
We're going this way.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is
We're going
that
back
the
in that
story
same
has been
direction
about
again.
nothing but you all this time.
But this time, NCIA, we're gonna go through that blue
you've been
door.
neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please. What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance. Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
We're going through the blue door, NCIA.
Aha, perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door.
Going through the blue door.
I still don't think we're communicating properly. Stanley walked through the red door.
I'm going through the blue
All
door.
right, fine. Go ahead, Stanley. You want to know so badly what's out there? You want to find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen? Well, don't let me stop you. You see? There's nothing here. I haven't even finished building this section of the map because you were never supposed to be here in the first place. Broken rooms, exposed developer textures. Is this what you had wanted? Was it worth ruining the entire story I had written out specifically for you? Do you not think I put a lot of time into that? Because I did. And in the end, it was all for nothing. Because this is what you wanted to see. Help me here, Stanley. Help elucidate these strange and unknowable desires of yours. What would have made this game better? What did you want to see? Vehicles? Skill trees? Work with me. You've given me absolutely nothing so far. Tell you what. Let me take a stab in the dark at a new design, and you can give me some feedback. There we go. A third option. This already feels leaps ahead of where we were before. Go ahead, Stanley. Take it for a spin.
Ooh. I see.
Okay, I'm going to stop you there. Now, tell me about your experience with this new version. Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices? Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here. Aha! You see, I knew I was onto something.
Yeah.
Where do these flashes of inspiration come from? How did I know the game needed a third door? Well, it's instinct mostly, a calling in your gut. I really couldn't say where the idea came from, except that I felt it in my soul. You can't teach that, Stanley. Don't even try. Here, based on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version. And to be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one. Let's take a look.
Oh.
Now, would you say that competitive leaderboard helped you feel motivated to keep walking through doors? Again, honest answers, please. Hey, I nearly forgot. I've got a prototype of a new game I've been working on, and now would be a lovely opportunity to give it some playtesting. You wouldn't mind taking a look at it, would you? Perfect.
Oh,
Let me
okay.
boot it up.
We got another game.
In
Oh.
this game, the baby crawls left towards danger. You click the button to move him back to the right, and if he reaches the fire, you fail. It's a very meaningful game, all about the desperation and tedium of endlessly confronting the demands of family life. I think the art world will really take notice.
The
But
baby.
of course, the message of the game only becomes clear once you've been playing it for about 4 hours. So why don't you give it 4 hours of play to make sure it's effective? Be sure to keep notes on your experience.
This is so annoying.
You heartless bastard. Did you do it because you hate babies or purely to spite me? Because if it's the latter, well, I don't know what to do. I'm completely out of ideas. I can't think of a single thing that might improve the experience for me. I'm not even going to try. I'm out. I'm done. It's over. Thank you for playing. Your input was extremely valuable. Oh, hey, since my game was so awful, why don't we play someone else's game? just to ease the pain. Let's see. What do we have here? Yes, this seems like it'll work. Let's give it a shot.
He knows how to make something really fucking annoying. And this would be the type of shit that'll be against you. Oh!
Well, Stanley, is this any better? At last, the one thing you've always desired. A game I had absolutely nothing to do with. But is it enough? Tell me that, Stanley. Will it ever be enough? Well, I'll say this. I'm done making things for you. From now on, I will only create to fulfill a greater artistic purpose. Watch this, Stanley. I'm going to build a house. This will go here, no, here, and then... Let's see, what does it need? Yes, of course, and just to finish it all off, yes, it's complete. I made this, Stanley. Look at it. Gaze upon my work of art and feel ashamed at your own inadequacy. But you've only seen it from the outside. You've only gotten half the experience. Please, step inside and make yourself comfortable. Isn't it grand? Isn't it perfect? It could only be better if... Wait, that's it. We must rebuild it out of diamond. Diamond everything. Yes. Come along, Stanley. We have to go mining. Oh my, it looks like it's going to get a bit dark. Have you brought a light?
I have not.
Oh, no. This is far more open-ended than I had in mind.
My power
I'm looking
went
for
out for a
something more
few hours,
narrow
but
and
here I am.
linear.
Hello, Daydreamer.
Something that makes you feel utterly irrelevant. This won't do at all. 1 out of 5. Even the diamonds couldn't save this one. Okay, new game.
I heard a creeper. You're playing Minecraft. Gasp. Gotcha,
Yes,
Daydreamer.
I don't even know what this game is, but I love it. You, trapped in a glass box with no way out, listening to me talk. Oh, it's inspired. I couldn't have done it any better myself. What is this game even supposed to be? I can't figure it out. Okay, now I'm curious. Let's go find out what the hell this is.
I just broke something. I'm kind of digging this music. Is this Portal?
Oh, it's a puzzle. Critical thinking, Stanley. Your forte.
Oh. Put this weight on there. There we go.
Genius. No, actually, you know what? I think that's plenty. I really don't care much to see you stumble through any more of these games.
Oh.
And I highly doubt you're any wiser for the experience. Which is why, rather than continue to waste my time, I'm just going to leave you here. You can pretend you've beaten the game if it makes it any richer for you, but as for me, I've had enough. So, why don't you get cozy in this room, and if you have any grand revolutionary ideas for the perfect video game, you can just sit there and let it ball up inside you for all eternity. I don't need your advice. I don't need your ratings. And I certainly don't need the validation of a man whose job is to push buttons. I think I'll just go about my business, making meaningful cultural contributions to the world. And perhaps every now and then, I'll think back to a man named Stanley who was objectively wrong in every decision he ever made. The thought won't last long. Goodbye, Stanley. Good luck with your work, and I sincerely hope that everyone lives happily ever after.
I dropped my thing. Oh. Work in progress. Filing cabinets. Please rate your experience. Oh! I just fell off the map. Oh, where am I? Employee 509. Where am I? Where am I going? What am I doing? Four, 2, 7. Can I grab? I can't touch or do anything in here. Where's the narrator?
I wonder what he
Daydreamer
found.
joined in at the perfect
If
time
what
and
he
she got
wanted was to
fooled.
be the leading man in
Thinking
his
I was
own
playing
story, well,
Minecraft.
perhaps he's gotten it. Down in wherever he is right now. I wonder if he's happy with his choice, and if he's learned the heavy cost that comes with it. He'll understand soon what I was trying to tell him. He needs me. Someone who will wrap everything up at the end, to make sense out of the chaos and the fear and the confusion. That's who I am. That is what I mean to this world. Oh, yes. Yes, I'll be back. There's no other way. Once this ends, after it all comes to a close, then I'll be back. The end will be here soon. Very soon. I can wait.
It's just darkness. There's just nothing happening. Oh!
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Stanley felt lightheaded, butterflies in his stomach, giddy in a way he had never known before. Was it this room? A connection between the two? Could a man love a room? I mean, truly, truly, deeply, madly love.
This is just the break room, man. What's going on?
Yes, really, really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers are but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
We're not going that way. We're going this way.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
I
Look,
missed
Stanley,
a lot of the
I think
stream.
perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her.
Ah!
But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful. Already this was uncomfortable, and Stanley decided that as soon as he found a new space he felt safe in, that he would never leave it again in his life.
Troy. NCI is like, wow, you jumped? Yes, I did.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I'm going
This was
to the
not
right.
the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. The lounge was grand, majestic, perhaps too majestic, like a combination of a much smaller version and a much larger version of this exact room. It all made Stanley uncomfortable, and he started to bleed a little. This made him smile. At last, proof that he was human.
What? Why did I bleed?
Yes, really. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
No, I'm going back towards this way.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Alright, let's see what's up there.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her. This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside. To let her back into your life.
Who?
She's been waiting.
Who?
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this. To reach out to her.
Is it Mary?
Oh, Stanley, is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven. All right. Okay, there we go. All right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about your day.
Gotcha.
Baited.
Oh, come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife?
Why
They
is there
wanna
a
commit
plug
their
to
life
unplug?
to you.
Ah, I should have went
I'm
there.
trying to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something. Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here. This is a very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley.
Good morning, employee 427. Press K on your keyboard. Wow, this is a tiny kitchen. But functional.
Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence.
Please press C. What if I press every other button?
Look at him there,
I'll press
pushing
C.
buttons, doing exactly what he's told to do. Now he's pushing a button. Now he's eating lunch. Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work. One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life. But in his mind, he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful, and each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him.
Press C to watch TV.
And so he began to fantasize about his own job. First, he imagined that one day while at work, he stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth. The thought excited him terribly.
Press 5 to spend time with the boys.
So he went further. He imagined that he came to 2 open doors and that he could go through either. At last, choice. It barely even mattered what lay behind each door. The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold. As he wandered through this fantasy world, he began to fill it with many possible paths and destinations. Down one path lay an enormous round room with monitors and mind controls. And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions. And down another was a game with a baby. And he called it the Stanley Parable. It was such a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time.
Press C to tell your wife you love her.
But there is no answer. How could there possibly be? In reality, all he's doing is pushing the same buttons he always has. Nothing has changed. The longer he spends here, the more invested he gets, the more he forgets which life is the real one.
Press P to go to
And
sleep.
I'm trying to tell him this, that in this world he can never be
Is your
anything
wife the
but
mannequin?
an observer.
Yeah, apparently,
that as long as he
Daydreamer.
remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop. Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it.
Press B to be at work in the morning.
You see? Can he just not hear me? How can I tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself? How can I get him to see what I see?
Interesting
How can I
choice
make
of
him look at
spouse.
himself?
Well, Daydreamer, instead of a mannequin, it used to be a doll. So, you know, there's that.
I suppose I can't, not in the way I want him to. But I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must. Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see. Maybe this time. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I tried.
Oh, well, we just died. What an ending that was.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Is it raining outside?
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. And here it was, the lounge. What a room, Stanley thought to himself. What a room, what a room, what a room. This is what Stanley thought. What a room. What a room, what a room. What a room. Va-va-voom. What a room.
It's,
Yes, really. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't 5
I'm just gonna
years
jump
ago.
off right here without even starting the lift. Ah!
But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
Ah, okay. Let's see if there's any other endings that we have not explored yet. Oh?
message scheduled either by you or a person in your place of work. The purpose of this message is to warn you about the dangers of recorded messages. If at any time you believe you are listening to a recorded message, please terminate it immediately and cease all flow of information from the recorded message into your perceptual sphere. Thank you, and have a pleasant day.
Well, that was different.
But Stanley simply couldn't handle the pressure. What if he had to make a decision? What if a crucial outcome fell under his responsibility? He had never been trained for that. No. This couldn't go anywhere except badly. The thing to do now, Stanley thought to himself, is to wait. Nothing will hurt me. Nothing will break me. In here I can be happy forever.
What happened?
I will be happy.
I'm stuck
Stanley
in my room.
waited. Hours passed, then days. Had years gone by? He no longer had the ability to tell. But the one thing he knew for sure, beyond any doubt, was that if he waited long enough, the answers would come. Eventually, someday, they would arrive. Soon, very soon now, this will end. He will be spoken to. He will be told what to do. Now it's just a little bit closer. Now it's even closer. Here it comes.
I went back into the room and just waited.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
The door's shut. What if we went back in there again? I didn't. It didn't work. Alright, we'll go to the escape side. I missed the adventure line. Yeah, I do. The adventure line was awesome. You know what would be even better? The adventure line with Molotov Man at the same time. That would be great. Alright, let's go inside the office. And let's go toward the escape route.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Hoping coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. The moment he entered his manager's office, Stanley froze in his tracks. Not a living soul anywhere. Could he really be all alone? This was too much for Stanley to take. Too much for any man to take. He fell to his knees, bursting into half moans, half sobs, the guttural retching of life from a man denied any hope, any reason to keep going. Here on the floor, he lay prone, paralyzed by fear for nearly a full hour. But when at last he began to move about and survey the situation, he found a keypad behind the boss's desk. What could it mean? Was it a sign of hope for Stanley's future? Alas, it was not. For although this keypad guarded the terrible secret of Stanley's past, it had been assigned a 4-digit code so devious and so random that no man could ever hope to guess it. 2845. Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk. That kind of anxiety isn't healthy, so he relaxed for a few moments with some calming New Age music.
Hey! He's just like, he didn't even let the narrator talk. He's gonna
Feeling
slow me
soothed
down.
and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway.
I ran up, and he just slowed me down like, no, you're gonna listen to this music, and you're not gonna run.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Nope.
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death. But of course, Stanley thought better of it and realized he simply had too much to live for. Nope, still on board with death.
Yeah, let's escape.
The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track. At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
The way that he's narrating everything, I don't have a chance to say anything. He's telling you guys what's going on.
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. So he resigned
can't move.
and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
Ah. No! No! No!
"Farewell, Stanley," cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
Oh. We're alive.
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish? When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
The blueprint shows the office from the beginning of the game, the path of Stanley's office to the two doors to the first part of that the game was built. Sections have been added and altered throughout development, though the core layout remains almost identical to the first iteration. Corridor. The pacing of this opening section was important to get right. This corridor has been moved and altered to make the player Make sure the player reaches the 2 doors in a good time. The set of the 2 open doors was the very first concrete piece of the Stanley Parable's design. Once this room was created, the rest of the game emerged as an extension of it, an exploration of the contradiction this room posed. The office. Why do you say parable like that? Because I can, daydreamer. Office computers. A selection of the sounds used throughout the game when buttons are pressed. Each sound is a mix of keyboard, stroke, and a synthesized tone. Steam support. Credits. Made using Source by Valve. What's this? The Office. 431 through 436. Maintenance room, an early version of the maintenance room. What is this? Boss's office. Screens from the development of the boss's office. It started with just a desk, and then they added books. Now they added like red wall paint and a fireplace and everything. Oh no, it had the fireplace in each one of them. It started with the keypad and fireplace. Oh, okay. Office clock. Just all of the game's assets just laid bare before us, huh? Mind control facility.
Stanley stood on the roof.
Narration outtakes. Kevin Brighting, the voice of the narrator, recorded the dialogue for the entire game roughly 3 separate times over the 2 years of development. These are clips from the early takes that were not supposed to...
Stanley jumped in the river. When Stanley came to the lift, he traveled upward to the power source at the top of the facility to end this injustice forever. He pushed the number 9.
He jumped into the river and used the parasols. Okay. Interesting. We get to see all of the assets and stuff of the game. Very good. Freedom ending. This is the very first incarnation of the freedom ending.
It's the kind of thing you pick up on intuitively if you have even the most fundamental understanding of good and bad games.
It is so hard to hear that. Countdown desk. That desk keeps activating as soon as I walk away. Freedom ending. Monitor room elevator. For a time, the elevator in the monitor room could go up or down, with freedom above and count down below. We abandoned this when players found it too difficult to remember what was up and what was down, and placed the two endings together instead. The game is now paused. Escape menu. For a long time we had an ending that only ended when players restarted from the escape menu. Unfortunately, very few players realized this was what they were supposed to do, which was frustrating for everyone. Zending model. The Zending went through many iterations. This room represents the fourth version of the ending, and we thought it was complete, but decided to abandon and change it shortly before launch. This screenshot depicts an early version, which is known as Zending, which was cut and merged with another part of the game. Okay. Zending levers. These levers were originally part of a Zending. The player would pull a lever, and the narrator would describe what color lever they had pulled. Trailers. We ran 4 major teaser trailers over the course of the game's development, each meant to convey something about the spirit of the game. This is the first one, released in May 2012. It features a series of broken rooms and the voice of the narrator informing the viewers that he is preparing for a new version of the Stanley Parable. Stanley Parable. Fine. I'll say it like that, Daydreamer, so that I don't piss you off. Look at all those filing cabinets and stuff. No sound on it. Meeting room. Option 1. First choice. Obey, disobey, lounge. 2 options. Obey, disobey. A lounge, and then a vent that goes to maintenance. The apartment timer would give you 15 seconds to pick up the phone. Not picking up the phone would lead to a different ending. Oh. The cargo lift was always intended to offer choice, staying on or jumping to a different path. However, this early version, we also just wanted the option of the player falling to their death. We need to find that vent next time? Yeah, let's find that vent. I didn't see a vent. The second version is functionally the same as what's in the final game, but we wanted to look more like a place where cargo was actually stored. More endings, fewer endings, more narrators, fewer narrators. Green light. September 2012, we submitted the Stanley Parable green light Valve's process of approving games for Steam. The green light page had only a series of cryptic photos, which are still enough to win the community's approval. Narrator emails. After the second trailer we sent out, we asked people to email the narrator for questions. While we had initially planned to use these in further promotional materials, we never found the perfect use for them. So here's a selection of those emails. Are you a rock? Could you tell me what is the significance of the number 111280? 0 is... Final warning, there's a skeleton. How do you type with boxing gloves on? Wow. Stanley's office. From left to right is the evolution of Stanley's office over time. First was created in November, the second in March, and the third in February. Pretty big office in the second one. Game design mock-up. This is the level that William, the level designer, sent Davey the writer as a kind of audition piece. The strength of this level is what got William hired to design the full game. Though much of the environment has changed, the basic layout from this mock-up is still in the game. Exit.
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free.
We just click
Can
the
you
off
see?
switch.
Can you see how much they need one another? No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen.
Let's look for that vent.
Listen to me. You can still save these two. You can stop the program before they both fail. Push escape and press quit. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now and it'll be your only true choice. Whatever you do, choose it. Don't let time choose for you.
Alright, we'll begin the game again. Listen to what they're saying. That way we don't die. Oh, crap.
Stanley simply couldn't handle the pressure. What if he had to make a decision?
I made a mistake and just closed the door on myself. Alright, let's try again. Let's look for that
All of
vent.
his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley came to a set of two open, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. It was okay.
Wow.
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Alright, where's that vent?
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Okay, I don't see a vent. Maybe the vent was removed? Let's see what happens if we don't pick that phone up. NCI made the observation that there's something where we get
Look,
to like
Stanley, I
unplug
think
the line.
perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her.
Look around for a vent on the wall.
This is it,
All right,
Stanley.
we'll
Your
look for it again.
chance to redeem yourself, to put your work aside, to let her back into your life. She's been waiting. That's her, Stanley. Oh, no, you can't. Did you just unplug the phone? Now, that wasn't supposed to be a choice. How did you do that? You actually chose incorrectly? I didn't even know that was possible. Let me double check.
Hey, we unplugged the phone. Nice
It's definitely
observation,
here,
NCIA.
clear as day. Stanley picks up the phone. He's taken to his apartment where he finds his wife, and the two pledge themselves to one another. Music comes in, fade to white, roll credits. Not picking up the phone is actually somehow an incorrect course of action. How is that even possible? None of these decisions were supposed to mean anything. I don't understand. How on earth are you making meaningful choices? What did you... Wait a second. Did I just see... No, that's not possible. I can't believe it. How had I not noticed it sooner? You're not Stanley. You're a real person. I can't believe I was so mistaken. This is why you've been able to make correct and incorrect choices. And to think I've been letting you run around in this game for so long. If you'd made any more wrong choices, you might have negated it entirely. It's as though you completely ignored even the most basic safety protocol for real-world decision-making. Or did you not grasp the severity of the situation? Well, I won't have that kind of risk on my watch. I'm going to stop the game for a moment so we can educate you properly on safe decision-making in the real world. Please
All right.
observe this helpful instructional video.
Nah.
Choice.
No.
It's the best part
No.
of being a real person. But if used incorrectly, can also be the most dangerous. For example, in this scenario, a hypothetical real person named Stephen has a choice. He could spend years helping improve the quality of life for citizens of impoverished third world nations. Or he could systematically set fire to every orphan living in a 30-kilometer radius of his house. Which choice would you make? Remember that unlike here, the real world makes sense, and at no time should you make a choice that does not conform to rational logic. If you find yourself speaking with a person who does not make sense, in all likelihood, that person is not real. Allow the person to finish their thought, then provide an excuse why you cannot continue talking. Turn to a partner and practice saying, "My goodness, is it 4:30? I'm supposed to be having a back, sack, and crack."
What the hell is a bag, sack, and crack? Daydreamer, do you know what that is?
Making choices on a regular basis is the best part to a healthy decision-making process. Most medical professionals recommend making at least 8 choices per day. Do you make more than 8? Less? And finally, if you begin to wonder if your choices are actually meaningful and whether you'll ever make a significant contribution to the world, just remember that in the vast infiniteness of space, your thoughts and problems are materially insignificant, and the feeling should subside. At this time, your instructor will guide you in an exercise to test and reinforce the material covered in this video.
Ah, welcome back. You may have noticed that this room has begun to deteriorate as a result of narrative contradiction. But not to worry. Now that you're properly informed on good decision-making, we're going to revisit a choice you made just a few minutes ago and see what the correct thing to do would have been. This way, please.
Oh. We put up fences and railings for me. Oh. Oh, there's a thing where I could fall there. Let's not do that. We already know what happens.
Now that we know your choices are meaningful, we can't have you jumping off the platform and dying. Imagine the main character dying senselessly halfway through the story. That story would make no sense at all. We just need to get you home as soon as possible before the narrative contradiction gets any worse. Unfortunately, it seems this place is not well equipped to deal with reality.
Okay. Let's look around to see if we can spot that vent. Oh, here's a vent, but there's no way to get that high up. I don't see any vents, guys. I mean, this might not be the same area, but still.
Almost there. You'll take the door on the left, back to the correct ending, the story will have resolution once again, and you'll be home free in the real world. Now remember, all you need to do is behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
NCIA, which way should I go? Left or right? You gonna choose? Choose. I'm not sure which way I should go. Prove to him we didn't listen to his tutorial just now.
No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry back in the other direction. Perhaps we're not too late.
Oh, this room has deteriorated as a result. Look, it's all warped and fucked up. I literally am unable to go into the other doors. Okay, I guess we have to go to the left because we went to the right and it just deteriorated.
Oh, it's ruined.
Oh.
I can't believe after everything we talked about that my story, you've destroyed my work. Why? For what? What did you get out of that? What did you think was so special about seeing the game undone, left here like so much garbage? It's worthless now. And what am I supposed to do? Even if there were a way to continue, would it be worth it? To know that my story is now incorrect? How can I go back to that? I can't erase that knowledge. I'll have to live with it forever, reliving its impossibility forever. I couldn't live that way. Is it better to shut the game down entirely? To willingly destroy all of my work? I don't know. What's the answer? What do I do? What do I do? What do I... No, I have to. I have to shut the game down. I have to. I have to.
Uh-oh.
I'm here. I'm still here. Here in this pile of rubbish.
It looks like a horror game now.
You, who thought you were so clever. Now look where we are. My entire game is destroyed. It was the only thing in the world that was mine, and you've run it into the ground. What, did you think that would be funny? You just had to see? Didn't I impress upon you how important it was to be like Stanley? He actually knows how to do what I tell him to. He understands that if I say to do something, there's a damn good reason for it. That thought hadn't even occurred to you, had it? That there's a world outside of you? You're a child. Oh, my story. If you'd just gone through the door on the left, you would have seen it. There was a whole underground facility. You would have destroyed it and been victorious. It would have been so perfect. I worked so hard on it. I tried so hard.
Oh. Game
Just behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
We're going to the right.
No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry.
Oh.
Behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
It's gonna be the same thing again?
No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry. Behave exactly as Stanley
Okay,
would.
fine.
That
But
means choosing
we've
responsibly
been
and
forced.
always putting the story first.
We need to go left.
I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
We can't go downstairs. He's taken it away from us. No, wait, back. That's too late. But it's... The broom closet was unlocked. Damn! We'll have to go back again. The bathroom is locked.
Stepping inside his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this, until he saw the door with a voice receiver next to it. Surely behind this door lay all the answers to his questions. And beyond all probability, he knew the passcode. He had seen it on his boss's computer just last week. Night Shark 115. Was this the code to open the door? Would it still work? There was only one way to find out. Stanley had been trained never to speak up, but now he would draw from within himself the courage to face the unknown. He drew a sharp breath and then spoke the code. Stanley spoke the code. Night Shark 115. He spoke it into the receiver, right there on the wall.
But it doesn't work. Stanley can't talk.
I'm sorry, is there a problem? You didn't mishear me, did you? Please speak the code into the receiver. Otherwise we can't get on with the story. This is a crucial step.
We can't.
Okay, fine, you're not gonna do it, but you know what? It's pretty humiliating to bring you this far, only for you to suddenly decide you have better things to do. I asked you for this one single thing, for your respect. The kind of respect Stanley shows for his choices. He knows what it means to take a story seriously. If you didn't want to see what I had to show you, then why did you come here? You had a choice, you know. You could have gone through the door on the right. You could have done whatever the hell you wanted over there. Why did you come this way? Speak. Say something to me. Explain yourself, you coward.
He's just crashing
When
it.
he came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Stanley? Hello? Are you... Is everything okay? Stanley, please. I need you to make a choice. I need you to walk through the door. Are you listening to me? Can you hear me? Is everything all right? Stanley, this is important.
Stanley won't
The
move.
story needs you. It needs you to make a decision. It cannot exist without you. Do you understand me? Whatever choice you make is just fine. They're both correct. You cannot be wrong here. We can work together. I'll accept whatever you do. I simply need you to take that step forward, please. Choose. Do something. Anything. This is more important than you can ever know. I need this. The story needs it. So, you hear me? Are you there? Are you listening to this? Stanley, are you there? Okay. It's okay, I can wait. You need time to decide. Time to make sure your choice is correct. That is the best choice.
This game was made by Galactic Cafe.
I'll wait for you to decide what's the right thing to do. Take as much time as you need.
Aw, that felt kind of sad.
How long was I sitting there? Stanley wondered to himself. Minutes? Days? Centuries? Did something crucial happen while my senses were turned? He made a note to be more careful with time from now on.
Where's the adventure line again? Broom closet time? Yeah, shit. Which way was the broom closet? Was it left or right?
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his
broom
boss's
closet is
office,
shut.
hoping he might find an answer there.
Broom closet says no. It's re-shut.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
How do we reopen it then? I don't know. Let's begin the game again.
Even now, Stanley's office was a distant memory. What did it look like? There was a computer, perhaps, and a painting. Was it a painting or a photo? He could no longer recall. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. It was okay.
Wow. He's just tired of this room.
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Alright, let's try unplugging that thing again.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley,
All right.
I think perhaps we've
So that's
gotten off
what
on
we're
the
gonna
wrong
do.
foot here.
I'm
I'm
gonna
not
go
sure,
back
Emily,
and
really
try to
don't know.
reopen that broom
I realize
closet.
that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her. This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside, to let her back into your life. She's been waiting. That's her, Stanley. Oh, no, you can't. Did you just unplug the phone? No, that wasn't supposed to be a choice. How did you do that? You actually
All right, there we go.
chose incorrectly? I didn't even know that was possible. Let me double check. No, it's definitely here, clear as day. Stanley picks up the phone. He's taken to his apartment where he finds his wife, and the two pledge themselves to one another. Music comes in, fade to white, roll credits. Not picking up the phone is actually somehow an incorrect course of action. How is that even possible? None of these decisions were supposed to mean anything. I don't understand. How on earth are you making meaningful choices? What did you... Wait a second.
Let's see if I can skip past this. This is going to be very anticlimactic.
I can't believe it.
If
Had I not noticed it sooner? You're not
if I go
Stanley.
and try to open
You're a
up the
real
broom
person.
closet door and it's just locked.
I can't believe I was so mistaken. This is why you've been able to make correct and incorrect choices. And to think I've been letting you run around in this game for so long. If you'd made any more wrong choices, you might have negated it entirely. It's as though you completely ignored even the most basic safety protocol for real-world decision-making. Or did you not grasp the severity of the situation? Well, I won't have that kind of risk on my watch. I'm going to stop the game for a moment.
Sorry about
so
that,
we can
NCI. I
educate
didn't
you
catch it
properly
about the
on
broom
safe
closet being
decision-making
open.
in the real world. Please observe this helpful instructional video.
Choice. It's the best part
Okay,
of
I can't
being a
click
real
anything to
person.
skip it.
But if used incorrectly, can also be the most dangerous. For example, in this scenario, a hypothetical real person named Stephen has a choice. He could spend years helping improve the quality of life for citizens of impoverished third world nations. Or he could systematically set fire to every orphan living in a 30-kilometer radius of his house. Which choice would you make? Remember that unlike here, the real world makes sense, and at no time should you make a choice that does not conform to rational logic. If you find yourself speaking with a person who does not make sense, in all likelihood, that person is not real. Allow the person to finish their thought, then provide an excuse why you cannot continue talking. Turn to a partner and practice saying, "My goodness, is it 4:30? I'm supposed to be having a back, sack, and crack."
What the hell is a back sack and
Excellent.
crack?
Making choices on a regular basis is the best part to a healthy decision-making process. Most medical professionals recommend making at least 8 choices per day. Do you make more than 8? Less? And finally, if you begin to wonder if your choices are actually meaningful and whether you'll ever make a significant contribution to the world, just remember that in the vast infiniteness of space, your thoughts and problems are materially insignificant, and the feeling should subside. At this time, your instructor will guide you in an exercise to test and reinforce the material covered in this video.
Ah, welcome back. You may have noticed that this room has begun to deteriorate as a result of narrative contradiction. But not to worry. Now that you're properly informed on good decision-making, we're going to revisit a choice you made just a few minutes ago and see what the correct thing to do would have been. This way, please.
Hey, NCIA. It looks like I'm able to squeeze out and just like fall off right here. Even though you've put up guardrails. Should I do that? Or nah? Look for the broom closet. No, no. Okay, look for the broom closet. Alright.
Now that we know your choices are meaningful, we can't have you jumping off the platform and dying. Imagine the main character dying senselessly halfway through the story. That story would make no sense at all. We just need to get you home as soon as possible before the narrative contradiction gets any worse. Unfortunately, it seems this place is not well equipped to deal with reality. Almost there. You'll take the door on the left, back to the correct ending, the story will have resolution once again, and you'll be home free in the real world.
Alright,
Now
let's see if...
remember, all you need to do is behave
check that broom
exactly as
closet.
Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Wrong door, he needs to be broken. Ah, damn it.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
It's locked, so I can't go into it. When you saw the broom closet, was the door actually open? Come on, not boarded up. Yeah, it's not boarded up, but it's locked. Damn. Hiccups. Rude game.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Yeah, I cannot go downstairs. They got the bars in the way. And no jumping in this game. They turned it off. That door's locked.
Stepping inside his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover.
That's it. So, that's an ending. So we'll just begin the game again.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Yeah, I can't.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Alright, well, I think that's just about all of the endings that I can think of. I can't think of literally anything else. Perhaps I can recommend seeing if not unplugging the phone, but simply not picking it up is still different. I'm happy to go back to this game anytime and explore more endings. But that's just about all of the stuff that I can think of. We ran around all over the place. We did the mind control ending in that way. Yeah, I can't think of anything else other than literally jumping off the cliff. Thank you, NCIA, for donating this game, by the way. I don't know if I said that, but I should probably tag you and make sure I credit you for that. I think I already did, but yeah, I might have done it when I was tired and couldn't think. Also, you've been literally the main one typing in the chat thus far. Why does it say that you're number 3? It was full of laughs. Yeah, it was. Like, you've been the only one typing for a while now. Says that your XP is at 200, and you're tied with Mr. Mooley. There have been 9 people thus far that have typed. Alright, well, I think that's it for the Stanley Parable. I literally can't think of anything else. I'm more than sure that there's something we might have missed. This game has a lot where you just go back and forth, back and forth. There's so many decisions that you can make. So, I think I shall end it here. And again, NCIA, thank you for coming, and I hope that this entertained you. I hope that you got exactly what you were looking for when it came to this, you know. I hope that it entertained you greatly and made you enjoy it and all that stuff. Thank you. I'll leave this first place in XP. Thank you, NCIA, for the super chat. I appreciate it very much. Alright, so I guess that's it for the Stanley Parable. I hope that everybody enjoyed watching. And again, thank you, NCIA, for donating this game. I appreciate it so much. And I'm sure that everybody else enjoyed the laughs that this game gave us as well. Good night, everybody.